All right, welcome everybody. This is Tony Prepster from Mile Split, Illinois. And this is our second episode of Spikes and Flats. All right, we're here live from St. Ignatius High School. As you can see, we got the Chicago skyline, the beautiful Willis Tower, formerly known as the Sears Tower in the backdrop. And we got a lot of good questions here. I appreciate everyone's questions. I'm sorry I'm not going to be able to answer everyone's questions this week. I promise to get to it next week. Once again, we got our special narrator. Her name is Karina. Miss Karina, can you please step in?
Hi guys. Okay, so what's your outlook on city folks downstate this year?
All right, the first question is, what is my outlook on city folks downstate this year? Well, last year, as you know, Chicago boys, this is regarding the boys, had a banner year. 3A boys won three out of the 4 relays downstate. Chicago Dunbar won the 4x1, 4x2, and Lane Tech boys won the 4x8 relays. My outlook this year, it's hard to tell right now since it's so early in the season. Dunbar lost 3 of their last 4 legs on both relays, so I'm not sure if they'll be able to repeat what they did last year. As far as Lane Tech boys, 4x8 relay, same thing. The boys lost 3 of the 4 legs. However, they ran 8 flat this year at the top times meet, and looking so good. So far this year, looking well. Don't know if they'll be able to repeat as state champions. Overall, Chicago Jones moves up to the Class 3A. You got Jamison Dell, who won the top times 1600. 417, he's looking great. They also have a formidable distance unit. They could possibly do some damage at the 3A level. 2A level, you got Chicago, Lawndale Prep, North Lawndale Prep. Coach Z, Coach Johnson, Zontavious Johnson, he's got a good squad, and hopefully he can do some damage down in 2A. So overall, I really think that we could have a banner season, but I don't know how good overall. Time will tell. They should do well.
Are the times and marks of 2A closing the one ocean of a gap to 3A?
Question is the gap being closed from 2A to 3A? Unfortunately, I would have to say no. I still think 3A is the cream of the crop of all 3 classes. It's true that 2A has some outstanding times. You got Cahokia, which is the cream of the crop of the boys. 2A, they could possibly bang with Lake Park, but overall, 3A is still heads and shoulders above all divisions, and I still think at the end of the day, Class 3A will still be leaps and bounds above all divisions. But that doesn't mean that the other divisions should be sold short. They'll do well, but 3A is just really stacked this year.
April is relay month, but why are these relay meets look like regular invites? Call them out, Tony Prepster.
All right, I'm sorry to do this. I'm gonna have to call some people out. Question was, April is known as the relay month. However, I've been seeing some meets around the state. They call themselves relays. Well, I'm going to start with Lane Tech. We had Lynn Jerzak relays. You got the mile, you got the 100. How's that a relay meet if you got all these open events? If it's a relay meet, you should have the DMR, you should have the 4x1 mile. I know some people think that's long. Sprint medley, short medley. That's a true relay meet. For example, Arcadia Invitational, they have all of these relays. They got hurdle relays. They got sprint medley relays. They got the distance medley relay, as I said before, the 4x1 mile relay, the 4x8. You cannot call yourself a relay meet if you're running a 2 mile. If you're running a 1 mile, you're running 400 meters. Meet directors and coaches, put a stop to it. If you're going to call yourself a relay invitational or relay, make it mostly relays, please. Stop the injustice. All right.
Tony Prepster, refresh the good old folks about Lincoln Way East girls and the Texas relays.
All right, as you know, Lincoln Way East traveled out to Austin, Texas for the Texas relays last week and did major damage and set themselves up as a national power. They are legitimately a national power now. They won the 4x1 relay, 46.59, I believe, which is the fastest time ever for Illinois girls team in the regular season. They won the 4x2 and 137.55, I believe. fastest time ever in the history of Illinois girls 4x2, and the fastest time, obviously, ever in regular season play. What you don't know what happened down was, and I have to say this, they displayed extreme sportsmanship. First thing, they were in the bullpen. I got this word from the horse's mouth. Some of the Texas, great Texas, we all know that Texas has the finest sprinters in the country, aside from Florida and California. Some of the girls were chirping from Texas saying, oh, you girls got guns. We got to watch out for you. You know, make a little jabs at the city of Chicago. I guess we're known as the murder capital of the world. Unfortunately, some of that may be true. However, we got great kids as well. Now, they put a stop to that. They went out and ran well. And at the end of the day, they got lots of accolades from the good fans of Texas, and we appreciate the love. All right.
Okay, weather conditions. When should meet get canceled or postponed?
All right. Meets. I understand if it's thunder and lightning. The question was, let me back up. The question was, when should meets get canceled due to weather conditions? And I'm from the old school, I guess. The only time I think meets should be canceled is when there's lightning or other types of inclement weather, like impending thunderstorms or tornado or something like that, or natural disaster. If it's cold, it's April. Look, it's cold. It's April. I got a headband on. It's supposed to be cold in April. It's April the 3rd. It's supposed to be cold in April. We're in Illinois. It may even snow. Now, if there's snow on the track, you can't clear it, I understand canceling the meet or postponing it. But if it's 35 degrees, hold the meet. We only get so many meets because in the next month it's going to be state, getting ready for postseason. So please, please, please. I understand. Maybe you don't want to run your sprinters in 100 meters. They might pull a hamstring. You may not want to jump because the pit may be rock hard. That's understandable. So don't jump, and maybe hold your top sprinters out of the 100 meters or maybe 200. But distance runners like to run. We're used to cold temperatures. And occasionally a sprinter will run 800. Don't cancel a meet.
Hit the people off about the upcoming weekend.
All right. This weekend is supposed to be in the upper 50s and 60s somewhere in other parts of Illinois. Great. It's going to be great. So we're going to see some times improve this weekend. Now, there's a couple good meets around. We got the, we were at Homewood Flossmoor, girls?
Yeah.
Homewood Flossmoor, that should be a top-notch meet of the host team, Homewood Flossmoor. Then you got York is going to be, boys are going to be with, I think, Palatine. And I heard that they're going to stack the DMR this weekend. That should be awesome. Then you got Hinsdale Relays. That should be another awesome meet. And I believe Cahokia is downstate, I think at Belleville West. I might be wrong. However, that should be an awesome, great meet too. And I'm also understanding that over at Hinsdale, Lane Tech might be stacking a 4x1 mile. They have the potential to have 4 guys under 4:30 if the conditions are right. And they're going to run a top-notch DMR. And plus, Hinsdale is always good. And Lions is there. Oak Park River Forest got a great sprint squad and some good jumpers. They're going to be there ready to stack and loaded. And they're contenders to win state, get a state trophy this year. So it should be a good weekend around the state. If I forgot anyone, I apologize. Any last question? There should be another question, I think. All right. Last thing. Thanks a lot. Thanks to Sailing Nations for letting us host Spikes and Flats, episode number 2. And we'll be on location at another place next week. Thank you for the show. Everyone, goodbye.